What is wrong with your screen? Why are you staring at?
What's up with episode 10?
Separate.
Oh, okay.
Good morning, because today we're shooting the Paintedfigs show in the morning, which is why
Daytime show Paintedfigs.
That's why everyone else is tired and I am chirpy.
Eye bags. Hella eye bags.
You must learn to live on 4 hours sleep indefinitely.
I'm getting there. Slowly.
Don't. You will immediately make more mistakes. Stupid shit. You can't think about stuff. All kinds of problems. But anyway, so today we're shot in the morning. So we have more light. I hope you enjoyed.
We have more uncontrollable light. And the light might change as the program keeps going. But let's see.
Which is not an indication of quality.
No.
On to quality. Today we're going to talk about some painting we've done and then maybe a little bit of the news. Oh, and this was episode 10, by the way. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. For 40K, we have 2 things we want to show you in one round. We want to show you some Raven Guard we did, all black, and some white scars we did, all white. Because I think the dichotomy, so we can tell you, before change, we can tell you something technical about how we painted these guys. Because how do you paint black? How do you paint white?
In exhibition.
In exhibition too, right? So I'm going to keep it in a little more general terms here. So the problem with black is that you cannot shade it. Right? Black as it gets.
Yeah.
So when you're highlighting your black, you're going into grays. So are you going into gray? Are you going into kind of a dark, dirty brown? Are you going into like an off blue?
Yeah.
And you go back, a decade or so, you go back even 5 years or so, you would see Games Workshop and all their official artwork, they would go into gray. So black always high into a very light, very, very dark gray. And I have always found that boring.
Yeah.
Because it's just fine straight up gray. I mean, like a proper straight gray with no other colors mixed into it is the absence of color. I mean, technically black and white aren't colors. I think the word referred to as the technical term, but there's colors which are tones. And black and white are not tones. They're like whatever the word is for this. But if you have something all black, it stands out. It's dramatic. Something all white, it stands out. It's dramatic. You have something gray. I mean, just go the fuck home. I mean, like, what are you supposed to do with that, right? I hope you bleep that out. But because it's the most neutral. It's the gray man. It is the most boring statement you can make about color. Is I made no statement. And I'm not even doing a color, right? So I'm never really excited about gray. And I would go into blue. And we'd show it to people and they'd be like, that's great. Why is it blue? And go, all right, fine. And we'd roll it back. Yeah. Games Workshop has now started going into blues. And that is changing how people see that, right? There's a bit of blue in these guys here. And like, it's just if you have 2 things which are dark, you make one thing gray. Yeah. Gray-black, and the other thing becomes blue-black. And that way you have variation between your blacks. Here it was straight up gray-black. So I don't know why I talked for half an hour about blue.
I mean, for the white ones, you can see blue on the helmets.
Yes, we'll get to the white ones, right? But here again, we're more old school in this look, and I think it works. I think it is the old school look is very strong. Yeah. And you see how again, like Game Workshop does have bits of white in the scheme, and that's and we put that in a highlight. The highlights are very sharp here. They're very contrasting because you need to create strong contrast with black. And ideally, if it has areas that are completely dark. Areas are completely bright. So you have the full range of light and dark intensity, right? And that's why I feel these guys really pop because you got white highlighting black. Yeah. Right? It's audacious, it shouldn't work, but it does. Right? And again, if you add gold and red to black and white, you always win. Yeah. Right? It's just how much you want to mix one or the other. Let's go really quickly when I talk about the blue black. One last thing. Have you noticed how in Indian art, ancient Indian art, they'll paint some characters as blue gods? Yes, yeah. Right? I think that is because artists are looking at brown skin. Because actually, there's supposed to be brown people with brown skin, right? But they're painted in blue as an artistic convention. Why would you do that? Well, because if you work with color, you're trying to highlight someone who's brown, right? People with photography see this as well. It can be very hard to make that look interesting. It can look strange. It can be hard to work with your palette, with lighting. It can be very challenging to work with brown tones. But if you have someone who's very dark-skinned and you highlight them into blue, that's more interesting. So then why don't we just go nuts and like, oh, they're just blue. They're straight up blue, right? So I think that's what was going on there. Yeah. I think the artistic convention happened because people went, well, I have to use blue anyway. Yeah. So a very dark skin person is not full on blue. So they could, and blue is a great color. Like, what can't you do with blues? There's so many blues out there, right? Blue is fantastic, right? Cool. So let's look at the white scars now. I'm sure maybe the cameras already got to the white scars. So here with white is the other problem. You can't highlight white. White is just white, right? So the way to paint white is to not actually paint white. You either go for like a very light gray, which I feel has the same boringness problem. And here we didn't do that. If you look closely, you'll see that the power armor on these guys has a very slight blue tone. Yeah. Right? And we found that works well with high elves as well. We look a very slight blue tone. And then almost like a little Space Wolves gray kind of color. Yeah. And then you just go into white and put your extreme highlights in straight up white. And you're good.
The orange is nice as well. It works all together.
Yes, well, it's actually more of a red, like a very bright, saturated red. So again, you've got red, and then we have yellow in the transfers. Yeah. The yellow is a gold tone, right? So yellow, red, black, white. These things all work well. You've got some, and then if you look at the dark lining on the shoulder pads, right, and the joints, we've gone to black there. Yeah, and that's an inversion of what you saw on the blacks, where we're highlighting edges in white. Here we're shading recesses straight up in black, and it works. And that's why I think Stormtroopers look pretty good, because we go straight into black there as well. I mean, you have to balance it. It looks a bit too stark if you just go straight up black. Yeah. So you have like dark gray, but for the extreme recesses and the things you really want to pull out, you go black. Right. And they pop. And I think it's interesting control because these were both done for the same client, so the basing is the same. So nothing else has changed except the core scheme. Yeah. And they have similar. They have red in both, and so on. So, yeah. So those were some white scars and Raven Guard we did, and I hope you learned a thing or two about how we approach doing these schemes, black and white. Okay. Next
up.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Please. I am in no way affronted by you stealing my thunder on my own show.
Next up, we've got
you stole my birthday. What should come to the news?
Sigmar.
Age of Sigmar. Gitz. The Gloomspite Gitz. Yes. Thank you. Okay, so the Gloomspite Gitz are just night goblins.
Yeah.
Right?
You love night goblins as well.
If I could be a night goblin, I absolutely would. Yeah. I would totally be a night goblin.
Physically, mentally, emotionally, night goblin.
I think emotionally I'm definitely a night goblin. Like, I've got some problems, right?
Do you want to talk about your night goblin jail?
Oh?
The night goblin, the goblin jail.
We'll get to the jail. But let's talk to people first about these guys here, right? So the fun thing about night goblins is everything, but they are huge in armies. So you don't normally see people say, I would like a giant night goblin army, because they're very easy to paint. They're mainly black if you go for black robes. So it's straightforward. And they for Warhammer Fantasy battles, a night goblin wasn't worth many points. It was like half a point, something stupid like that. So you need like a trillion to play a game. So of course it was a huge draw for people to try and get that trillion. Right?
What is it with you and like these kind of creatures? You like Skaven, you like night goblins, you just like massive.
Skaven are badass. Yeah. And goblins can't be taken seriously. And they have no self-awareness. Right? So they're cute, they're silly, they're because part of the joy of Warhammer, especially older Warhammer, is that these creatures and these races, these people, they have horrible lives, but they're hilarious, right? And the lack of self-awareness about that is part of that charm. Yeah. And like orcs and goblins are the kings of poor self-awareness about their miserable lives and the silly things they do. Like the thing with painting red, right? I mean, you paint a vehicle red, it goes faster because you think it does, and you're psychic. I mean, come on, right? So anyway, so Gloomspite Gitz. This was interesting because not only were we asked to do a giant Gloomspite Gitz army, the client wanted exhibition quality, and he wanted some fancy basing. So we had to sit down with these little figures and go, how do we squeeze out a bit more oomph in these? Yeah. So the obvious thing is the skin. We can make the skin a little more interesting, a little bright. There was more of a muted palette, a little more desaturated, right? So also the skin. So the skin didn't go as mad as I would like it to. It didn't look fluorescent, but that's okay because we did the shields and stuff like that, right? Yeah. So the shields, the gradient was fun. People, those details being a little more different. That was the bulk of the army of these little guys, right? But what stood out here were there were some fancy bosses, some shamans, and for them we had to do some interesting basing. Yeah, give them go above and do some crafting, add some toadstools, water effects, that kind of thing, and it was nice. It was nice. The spiders have ridiculous, mad, evil colors. The spider riders. And it's just
a range of color for all this one.
Yeah, and it conveys venomousness. I mean, it's an excuse to squeeze color in there, right? So this was fun. It was a huge army. Oh, the squigs! The squigs were so much fun because again, we got to do lots of random bright colors. I can't remember if it was a client's idea or mine.
Okay.
I want to say it's mine, but I can't get away with that. Okay. But they were great. It was really nice to work on this big army and have to go to town on it and push ourselves. Yeah. If you're a client of ours, feel free to push us to do something more interesting because our answer will probably be, yeah, sure, let's try it. Right? If it's something we can bill you more for, we will. But there's a lot of ability in the team. There's a lot of capacity and a lot of joy in doing something interesting and different. So if you throw an idea out there from management all the way down to the painter, everyone's excited to make that happen. So yeah. So these are some Gloomspite bits with Gitz, which are night goblins. Name of the best. There we go. So there's some interesting with night goblins.
All right, next up we've got the Myth Room that we did for Imaginariad.
Yes. What was the Imaginariad for those of us who are joining the show for the first time and absolutely have not been watching the previous episodes?
It's a museum that's done in Singapore that we did a lot of dioramas and a lot of work for.
It's packed with our painting.
Yeah, and they have like original paintings as well, and it's also just neat and nerd and geek.
So if you don't want to fly all the way to Sri Lanka, just fly all the way to Singapore and go see all our work in the museum.
Yes. Anyway, this had a lot of 3D printing involved. It was really fun. Something we noticed. This was just myths all throughout, like all throughout history, different cultures, different backgrounds. There was some Monkey King diorama. There was some Aztec stuff. There was English stuff. There was Welsh stuff. There was Lady of the Lake. There is some Arthurian stuff.
Oh, good. Well done. Right. Hoping you would follow that and correct you on camera.
Something we noticed during the printing was we upgraded to M7s maybe like half a year ago that we were using 6Ks for a while.
What is an M7 and what is a 6K?
It's an Anycubic mono M7. It's a much bigger printer that also has better resolution. What we noticed was all of the dragons, each scale, came out beautifully. Like you can see even in the picture and even on anything that is like dragon-like or snake-like. I
did notice the dragons just look stand out for some reason.
Yeah, like all of the definitions that was there in the digital product was there physically. We don't really see that much on other stuff because most of the surfaces that we get for 3D printing is a bit more plain, a bit more standard.
Was it because those figures were printed larger and they also really dramatic design?
But even if it was printed on a smaller scale, because the M7 is printing in 4K and it's pretty big screen, you can fit as much as you want in it, and the quality stays golden, pretty good. The colors are amazing. It's very colorful. It's very
the colors were nuts. I think Ahib is definitely the person who
Ahib's the head of art instructions here.
So the way art instructions work is clients will say, oh, they want XYZ done, and we have painters who may not be English literate and may go, wait, does he mean this or does he mean that? What do you want to do here? And we have a department of 3 people whose whole job is to go, well, let me get back to you on that, right? Figure out from the client, what exactly is the client looking for? How can we make art instruction that is going to work for people who are not native English speakers?
No decision trees.
And also, clients tend to describe what they need in words, but artists work in pictures and art. So they have to bridge people saying, this is what I need, with this is how he wants it to look, and give them picture instruction that they can work with and go from there. And also remove decision points, because you cannot give someone work instruction that has, oh, but if this happens, you're on your own. Right? Like, no.
We want to remove like as many roadblocks for the painter. The painter just has to paint. The painter has to do no thinking about it. Just go nuts. And Ahib definitely did a whole lot of work here, coming up with some very strong art instructions to work with. The color on the wings are really nice. On the
I know, right? The Quetzalcoatl. Say Quetzalcoatl 3 times.
Flying thing. Quetzalcoatl.
It's a feathered serpent, which means it was a dragon.
Nice. Okay. I don't get the wyvern dragon.
Wyvern has 2 wings and no arms. Dragon has 2 wings and has arms. A wyvern is a chordate. It has 4 limbs. Dragons are ridiculous because they don't have 6 limbs. There are no chordates with 6 limbs.
Is there something that is not a wyvern and not a dragon and a middle ground?
A unicorn.
Okay. Unicorns, boys. House of the Unicorn coming up soon. Sorry.
I'm sure they're in the same family tree, and they split further back 2 million years away. Yeah.
The coolest thing about the Welsh flag was the dragon in it.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Right? Where else do you get it?
Are Welsh people cool though? Their
They sound
flag
cool.
is cool.
Their flag is cool. Yeah.
Can you still do the Welsh accent?
No, hell no. I
Will we get cancelled if we do?
Yes.
We only had one Welsh client ever.
Sorry.
But yeah, it was a fun gig, and it was interesting to see how far the printing could be pushed. I think this is the most interesting printing we've done for a very long time.
It was good limit testing.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, if you guys want to see this stuff for yourself, and here in Singapore, go to the Imaginariad.
And if you want stuff printed, hit us up. Print and paint.
Also, we can make these for you if you send us the files.
It's 50% off the shipping because you only have to ship outwards. There's no shipping inwards. So get some printed.
Roughly 50.
Yes.
For our last segment, we want to talk to you about Shadows of Brimstone. What do you know about Flying Frog Productions?
Not much. I know Shadows of Brimstone is a dungeon crawler, right? The game.
I've never played Shadows of Brimstone. Okay. We painted God knows how many of their minis.
I think it is.
I'm very fond of the company that made this. They're called Flying Frog Productions, and they made some really fun board games in the day, like A Touch of Evil. There was one about aliens invading, and Last Night on Earth. Right? They were super fun. I love how they did the art. They got actual actors to dress up. It was super silly. It was great. Then they stopped pushing those as much, and they went into Shadows of Brimstone, which looks pretty cool. The minis are great, and they have a ton of experience working with it. They've always been like, we'll put minis and board games together, and they have been kings of that. And I'm really happy they're doing this stuff. Shadows of Brimstone seems to be sort of a multiverse sort of thing, because they got everything going in there, which is like a very good...
like mech stuff, there's old stuff.
It's a very good sales tactic, right? But they're cowboys. Like no one does anything cowboy adjacent, I feel, as well as they do. And... we've been paying Brimstone for a long time. It's usually the same handful of clients who come to us for it. But the figures are fun.
It's a surprising collection of minis as well, like the scale of it.
Yeah, they're fairly big. Yeah, they're large. There was the older edition where the detail wasn't so great. It was a little more board gamey. I find board game figures don't always have the greatest detail. But they up their game, and they reuse a lot of stuff, and they're much more crisp, much more interesting looking. So... yeah, these are always fun to do when they come in. Yeah, very straightforward to paint. And that was some Shadows of Brimstone to round things up. So,
all right. The news. Yes.
I think you should lead on the news.
So, what happened this week? There's something magical.
It was my birthday.
It was our birthday.
It was your birthday.
It was my birthday.
I did try and steal his birthday. Because we have this ritual we do whenever it's someone's birthday in the studio.
It's so cringe.
And it's kind of cringe. Or the painters love it. Where we get them a cake, and then we'll sing happy birthday. That's not the cringe bit. The cringe bit
surprise.
Is they always go, it's a surprise. It's not a surprise. Everyone knows their birthday's coming. Everyone knows going to be a cake.
It's a weekly thing as well, because there's so many people now. It's a monthly thing at least.
Yes, we have, I would say, a birthday a week on average.
Right? If you take the maths, it's like, what, 1.2 birthdays a week.
It's a lot of cake.
It's a lot of cake.
That's
why I've gained so much weight. And somehow you lost like 15 on one piece of cake. It's only the cake, nothing else.
I cut out the cake and I lost 15 kg. That's all you got to do. Anyway, so we're like, okay, it's his birthday. We need to rock this, right? Because if you can hide something, flaunt it. So we may have some footage we can throw at you, but basically we pretended it was my birthday, and then we kicked off and had a little fight, and then people to HR documents said, no, actually, it's his birthday. And we immediately sang happy birthday to him. And the painter's like, what is going on?
There was very satisfying. One of the painters were like, oh, so is it your birthday? Is it his birthday? When we were handing out the cake, nobody was completely sure.
Do we have any better? Oh, yes. We have record output.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Highest output ever.
We had a record highest output ever in history.
Let's go.
Which is nice. I'm really happy that a lot of the newbies are really coming into their stride. The quality is through the roof. Their approach is amazing. I think it's also norming everyone else, right? It's nice. It's nice to see people who will cut their wrist for quality are now starting to make some real money and output, and that's good. It's also making us some real money.
Yeah, hell yeah, real money.
So what this means for you, for our customers, is that you're going to start seeing the booking window start to collapse. Our booking window is how many months ahead people got to line up to place an order for painting. And right now we're booking in November. Generally, since COVID, it's been 6 months, right? Sometimes it goes as bad as 8, sometimes as good as 4. And as we paint more than we have scheduled for the month, you see the booking window shrink as we catch forward, as I call it, right? Because everything is lined up and we just get more done per month than we are supposed to get done that month. And that's nice. You get your stuff sooner and people see a better booking window and they're keener to book. So sales is very, very happy when production is strong. Because production doesn't, if sales can do whatever it wants, it's blue in the face. But it's production that drives. And our sales are always like a few points behind whatever the production is on average. Yeah. So that's good stuff. Yeah. That was the news.
Thank you. Oh, helicopter. Sorry. Thank you for watching. Thank you. The airport is the defense airport is right next door, so we see helicopters.
You mean airbase?
Yes.
Defense airport.
Yes.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, share, show it to your friends, family.
You really can't function on low sleep.
It's rough, man.
Defense airport.
Thanks.
My work will never be done.
He's never retiring.
Never retiring.
Navid, do you know about this guy with tractor?